Don't worry, just relax and have a good time. They're filming on me. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Fun-loving, free-spirited and fearless. This is Sweden's
Antonio Lindbäck.
The multi-talented 31-year-old is one of the world's leading speedway riders, and he also happens to be as good on the snow as he is on two wheels.
To get out onto the slopes and put some music on is what I find relaxing. It's when I can let go of everything. I just get to live in the moment.
Born in Brazil, Antonio Lindbäck was orphaned when his mother died during childbirth, and he was adopted by a Swedish couple, Ulla and Monica Lindbäck, at the age of 4. Both former ski racers, Ulla and Monica introduced their adopted son to the slopes, where he excelled. He was one of the best junior slalom skiers in the country and part of the Swedish national setup.
He wasn't especially talented when it came to skiing, but what he had was this sense of balance. And because he was able to practice all the time when he was growing up, he became good at it really fast, which of course we enjoyed a lot.
Yet Speedway would soon replace skiing as Antonio's sporting passion. His mother introduced him to the motorsport when he was 9, and he became a regular at his home track. By the time he was 16, Antonio was focusing solely on Speedway.
Riding is my hobby and my job. So in that respect, I'm lucky. To ride around on the back wheel is great fun. And when I compete, I get lost in my own world. It's the place where I want to be. Ever since I was introduced to the bike, I've loved it. Speedway and the competitions are my comfort zone. That's where I like it the best.
Antonio turned professional at 18. He came first at the Under-19 European Championship and was part of a successful Swedish Under-21 team. It was during this period that he signed for English club Poole Pirates. In 2004, Transworld Sport made the trip to England's south coast to first meet up with the then 19-year-old Antonio. He soon made his debut on the Speedway Grand Prix circuit with a wild card entry at the Scandinavian Grand Prix in Gothenburg. The Rio Rocket was the first black rider to race on the World Championship stage. But after earning a regular ride in the series, he suddenly quit the sport at the age of 22. Antonio was convicted for driving under the influence of alcohol in 2004 and 2007. The pressures of being a professional rider at a young age had become too much for him. Fast forward 13 years, and Transworld Sport recently decided that the time was right to catch up with Antonio at his parents' home in Avesta, Sweden. We were keen to find out more about the turbulent years of his life and how he got back involved with Speedway, the sport that he so loves.
Of course, I have thought about why I once quit, and it's a mixture of different reasons. I started this sport very young, and it all went very fast, perhaps too fast. I did not have any time to reflect on the things that happened. I had a lot of competitions, a lot of travelling, and publicity work. A lot was going on, and I never had the chance to reflect, which is a reason I believe why there has been so many ups and downs in my career.
Just a year after quitting Speedway, and with support from his family and friends, Antonio found himself back in the sport, albeit on a semi-professional basis. He rode for Vergana in Sweden's second division, and it was a move which helped him to recapture his form and focus.
As a parent, it's very difficult to see your children lose their way. But we as a family have always tried to help Antonio to move on, because we know that with the right support, everything will be okay.
After helping Vergana reach the Elite Serien, which is the top tier of Swedish Speedway, Antonio moved back into professional competition in 2009, and he was welcomed back into the Speedway Grand Prix. The comeback has been tough, but Antonio made the Speedway world sit up and take notice of him again by winning last year's British Grand Prix in Cardiff. He left the likes of Greg Hancock and Ty Woofenden trailing in his dust.
The experience of competing in Cardiff itself is pretty special, as it's one of the biggest events on the circuit. I would say without doubt that winning that competition was definitely one of the greatest moments of my career so far.
On his day, Antonio is seen as one of the most talented riders on the circuit. Able to produce unbeatable speeds, he has a fearless streak that many simply dare not match. But consistency has long been Lindbäck's Achilles heel, and he's been looking to address that ahead of the start of the new season later this month.
I've been working hard for a few years now. About 2 years ago was the first time that I kept a good consistent level throughout the whole season. And that consistency continued throughout the whole of last year too. I believe that there might still be a few more steps to take in order to get to the level that I want to be at. But I feel that I'm definitely progressing in the right direction. So, we'll just have to see what happens.
Having recently signed with his hometown club Mersana Speedway, Antonio can now spend more time with his sons Valentino and Alessandro. And spending time with them always helps him to unwind.
I have always competed because I want to be the #1 in the world. The day that I feel I can no longer be #1 is the day that I will quit. To come back and be competing in the World Championship is exactly what I wanted and where I want to be. Last year was still a good year. Not the best, but I have my goal in sight, and that is to become World Champion.